the WNBA's meltdown continues, with the latest coming at the WNBA having a task force to meet about what a woman is, to decide what's going to be the rules on letting men invade in women's sports. They didn't come up with anything. It's unbelievable. The data is just crazy. The news is unrelenting. Every time there's a new story that's come out since Sophie Cunningham's comments, it's honestly detrimental for the PR of the league. Obviously, this may be only online, but from what I'm seeing, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. Everything they're doing to handle the situation could just be so simple by saying men can't play in women's sports. That's all the league has to do and declare that. But they're refusing to. And it's got former NBA stars trolling, saying they're going to join the league, to which a task force was formed to see if this is okay. And they couldn't even decide anything. It's completely ridiculous what's going on. The handling of it has been egregious. And honestly, I can't believe it. It's actually ridiculous. It's almost hilarious. But hey, let's get into the saga and read some of the updates and see what's going on. Let's break it down.
Players say they're going to join the Women's League. But why and how? Well, they're actually doing it in protest of the WNBA's rules, which say that all players must be women without defining women.
Yes.
I'm transgender. I identify as sometimes identifying as a woman for purposes of basketball, professional basketball. So I'll be declaring for the WNBA draft in 2027 as well.
Based on the current guidelines, I can and am officially declaring my eligibility for the upcoming WNBA draft in May 2027.
To be clear, they aren't being serious. They're mocking the WNBA's rules and they're against transgender people playing in the league. It's because the new WNBA collective bargaining agreement signed earlier this year says only players who are women are eligible to play in the WNBA. But it doesn't define women or spell out how eligibility for transgender players is determined.
These players are stepping up to make a political statement. Unfortunately, frankly, unsurprising that some cis men want to insert themselves in a way that's inappropriate into women's sports. And I think it's just another way that women's sports gets attacked when it's been thriving and doing so well, especially the WNBA.
For context, there aren't any transgender women playing in the WNBA now.
Yes.
The two declarations came after WNBA player Sophie Cunningham spoke out against transgender participation in women's sports. She said girls in sports shouldn't have to compete against what she called biological men in a recent interview with ESPN.
If anybody is taking these talking points as legit or believing they're protecting young girls in sports, I just have to ask, are you serious?
Why she decided to make this an issue and start to attack trans individuals is a very curious thing. All of us who are fans out there of the WNBA, the NBA, of any sports that are out there, are seeing through what this is, which is, it's just another distraction.
The WNBA Players Association released a statement on Friday in response to all of this, saying, "We embrace justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion, and that hate, abuse, and demonization of any person or group of people, including transgender people, only fuel fear, division, and harm."
It's not something that we should give any more moment to. What I would rather focus on is, let's list out the things that we all can do to support women in sports and to make women's sports better, and none of them are to then ban trans women in that sport.
It's actually unbelievable that they're calling what Sophie Cunningham did an attack on sports, on trans people in sports. It seems as though any criticism or questioning of the trans identity or anything to do with LGBTQ identity, they label it as an attack. And that's almost like they do that in order to silence people. They're saying, you're attacking us, you're attacking us, you're attacking us, it's harmful. But if you can't even defend your ideology, your existence, your belief without calling me an attacker for questioning it and trying to get a better understanding of what it is that you believe and what you identify as, how are we supposed to take it serious? Serious, like legit. That's a legit question. I feel like that is like the most basic of questions. And the reason that the NBA stars are trolling the WNBA is because it's a very simple issue. Just say only biological women can compete, and this is a sport for only biological women, and say that sports are for biological women. How hard is that? But given the fact that this is an LGBTQ league and these people have attached this trans ideology into the LGBTQ, you get this result. You get trolling, you get jokes, you get people making a laugh at your expense, and people are not taking you serious. And that's your own fault. That you have yourselves to blame for that by not taking a stand on something that's truly such a simple issue. If you really care about women, then make it for biological women only. I don't see why that's so hard. But I'm sure you guys remember Sophie Cunningham's coach coming out after the game and saying, oh, Nath did good. She did good. Well, she got some backlash for that. As I said, why would a coach who saw her player get fouled defend the person who fouled her player? Well, people also had that same opinion, and now they're attacking the coach, and she is upset. She started melting down a few days ago in a press conference. This is actually like 2 days ago. And what a perfect time to show this. I just want to give you guys an update on this because I know a lot of people in the comments were actually agreeing with me. You guys were saying she was ridiculous for not taking Sophie's back. Well, let's see what her comments are on that.
Will win. Grace will win. Humility will win. And kindness will win. I stand by them. I will always stand by them. Everybody else can go to hell.
Oh, wow.
This is more for an online community that's trying to create narratives that simply don't exist.
Okay.
Trying to create a fabrication or distortion of who I am, of what I'm about. Our players' success, our players' health and wellness, our players' safety is always a top priority for me. One of the things I pride myself on is my relationships with players.
Well, you didn't defend your player.
For those who have anything to say about the play in the last game, I didn't see the play in real time. I went straight to a press conference. I thought the play got called right. Thankfully, Sophie's okay. Was it egregious? Absolutely. When you have a chance to watch that over and over and over on replay, you can see that.
She's backpedaling.
I didn't have that in real time.
You're lying. That's a lie, guys.
I take personally any suggestions that I don't 100% always have my players back.
Well, you didn't.
I ride with them 10 toes down all the time. All the time. They know that. It's a shame that we can't have an opportunity to talk about what great basketball they're playing. Because they are f***ing playing. The reality is, with me, I will always lead with love. I will always lead with grace. I will always lead with humility. And I will always lead with integrity. Doesn't mean I'll always get it right. I'm also human. The hate, the fear-mongering, the divisiveness, the stuff that's trying to hijack our league will not win. It won't win. We are united. We are connected. We will not be divided. Every day these women put their on the line. Every day. When they go low, we go high. Love will win. Grace will win. Humility will win. And kindness will win. I stand by them. I will always stand by them. Everybody else can go to hell.
All right. That sounds like a lot of excuses to me. Obviously, she's upset about the backlash she received. She's saying she didn't see it in real time. Okay, there's the coach when the play happened. You saw it in real time. You saw it in 4K. You saw it in 24K. You saw it in reality. You don't need to watch a replay 100 times to see what happened. You watched it. And here is the proof. That's why I'm not buying this, y'all. The meltdowns will continue. The moving the goalposts will continue. The lack of accountability will continue. All you guys have to do is admit you was wrong and move forward. So I won't do this again. No, you want to double down and defend your actions. Oh, I did the right thing. You didn't. And we saw that your excuse and your alibi does not check out. Sorry, I don't buy it. You deserve the backlash. We saw it. You're a liar. Sorry. Yes. So this is, we're going to get into what we just saw. This is what the WNBA task force that they were talking about in the CNN video, they just met. They met a team of presidents and GMs met yesterday to discuss transgender athletes, to discuss what they're going to do about this. And guess what? They didn't come up with anything. They didn't come up with any conclusion, any consensus, any solution. Wow. Real groundbreaking stuff here. The same league that is getting trolled because they can't decide on what is a woman, can't even decide on how they're going to proceed to fix this when it's really a simple issue. If you're not born a woman, you can't play in this league. Sorry. If you're not a woman at birth, you cannot play in this league and you never will be able to. Stamp it, signed, sealed, and delivered. How hard is that? Is that going to get backlash? Like if their justification for defending what's going on is there are no trans people in the league or trying to get in the league, then it seems like a very simple solution. Hey, we will never let you guys play in this league. How hard is that? Doesn't seem very hard to me. Doesn't seem like rocket science to me. Very simple fix, very simple issue, very simple solution. Let's get it done, guys. What's the delay? Here is what they had to say about it. Today's meeting covered a wide range of topics, including ongoing discussions on transgender athletes, the WNBA said in a statement. We will continue to engage all league stakeholders in the coming weeks and months. We will approach these important conversations thoughtfully and in alignment with the values of our league. There are no immediate eligibility matters affecting the WNBA. How remarkable. They need months to figure out what a woman is. I told you guys, it's unserious. Well, here's Enes Kanter. Here's Enes Kanter preparing for his WNBA debut. Look at him. Oh yeah, she's going to dominate, guys. The trolling's nonstop. They're not going to stop trolling. And rightfully so, because they're not serious. This is really a simple issue. If Sophie Cunningham is so wrong, then why can't you prove her wrong? Because everything that's been done since she's made these statements has been vindicating her, pushing her higher in the public opinion. Maybe not to the LGBTQ and the people that want to just side with the pro-LGBTQ players and their identities, but with the rest of us that are looking at this for what it is and seeing exactly what's going on, seeing that she made a harmless statement, I think you're not doing yourselves any favor. That's just my opinion, guys. But hey, I'm sure a lot of you guys agree. So yeah, here is a clip of what the WNBA had to say about Enes Kanter and Royce White, who are two NBA players claiming to be trans to join the WNBA draft. Let's take a listen.
Today's meeting covered a wide range of topics, including ongoing discussions on transgender athletes and the continued hate and vitriol directed at players online. There are no immediate eligibility matters affecting the WNBA. Yes, there are. And we strongly denounce the bad faith efforts to use these topics to demean or marginalize others. In other words, we have no idea how to handle this.
Well, they say there's no matters at hand they have to deal with. There are.
Yes, too.
Because with Enes Kanter and Royce White declaring their eligibility, right. I looked through the 409-page plea bargain, basically sort of constitution that the WNBA has. And it says that to be eligible, you have to be a, quote, woman. But in nowhere in all of that 409 pages does it define what a woman is. So ultimately, when they had a meeting yesterday, they should have just sat down and said, okay, item number one, what does the W in our name stand for?
Today's meeting
covered
a wide range of topics.
What does the W stand for? How simple can it be? Like, all they're doing is digging themselves a deeper hole. They're digging themselves a deeper hole. They're saying that they're bad faith transgender claims and they can't even fix the claims. You can't even defend it. And this is why the claims are happening. This is why the bad faith is happening, because you guys can't defend your own league. You can't. But hey, Royce White, that's this woman here, this transgender woman here, had something to say about it. Let's see what his comments are. What her comments are. CNN is disgusting and bigoted. Two cis women refusing to affirm my black trans lesbian identity. One of them is white, so that's her white privilege, and the other is a self-hating Uncle Tom bootlicker. They are gatekeeping femininity and womanhood. WNBA hashtag let her play. Well, if that isn't the biggest troll of leftist ideologies, I don't know what is. Let's get into what these two women had to say about this.
Appears to be performance, publicity stunt, whatever you want to call it. The WNBA commissioner said that player eligibility remains the same and preserving the integrity of our game and ensuring fair competition will always remain among the league's highest priorities. How likely is this move going to advance the league's discussions here? What do you think about that?
I think that the PA, the Players Association, as well as the league, will probably be a little more clear about what they mean by women playing in the WNBA. I think, unfortunately, those two retired players were looking for some attention and trying to prove a point. And they may have gotten the attention and proved the point they wanted, but they've just added to what I believe is such a disheartening time for a league that's been around for 30 years, correct? And it's still very young in terms of what a league should look like, a professional league should look like. And they have just gotten to the point where they finally have the attention that they deserve, that they've worked so hard for all of these years, and people are co-opting this message. Now, Pamela, I know you know this, but when this league started, these women, it was sweat equity. It was for the love of the game. They were making maybe $15,000 a year, and they had other side jobs. They were doing it because they loved to play basketball because there was no professional league for women. And so now we have people changing the entire conversation, and they don't deserve this. It's really unfortunate. And the true fans, the fans who have been here from the beginning, not these flyover fans who just joined, who are causing the ruckus, are really disappointed because there's some excellent basketball being played by these ladies, and they will continue to keep the main thing and try to quiet this narrative, oh, what is a woman playing in sports? I think we shouldn't even answer those questions. I understand Sophie felt like she had to say something, but there's no way in today's political climate that you can answer a question like that without someone else giving you some push and some shove about what you're really trying to say.
All right, I want to turn.
Wow. She said a whole lot. I think it's very simple what's going on here. Yes, the league is in its peak popularity. Yes, they're doing really well. All of that is true. But at the same time, it's a pro-LGBTQ league. And we already know that the trans debate is a very hot button issue in today's America. We have seen numerous events in recent years of transgender athletes in youth sports. Well, you give them an inch, it's only going to take a mile. And we don't want to see this happen on the professional level. We don't even want to see it happen on the level that it's happening. And the fact that it's happening at all is an issue. It's happening in California and all those Pacific states over there, Washington, California, all those blue, super liberal states, Oregon. It's happening. Women, young girls are losing opportunity. And it starts there, and it's only going to skyrocket. I mean, it even happened at the collegiate level with women swimming. They had Leah Thomas. It's to act like this is a non-issue or that it's not happening because it's happening at such a small scale is the issue. And that is exactly why the trolling has begun, because the fact that it's happened at the middle school, high school, and now collegiate level, oh, that's just the start. And Sophie Cunningham is right to take a stand for this. It's wrong and it shouldn't happen. And what these men are doing is taking advantage of the fact that it's ridiculous and they're playing on it. They're trolling. And yes, it takes attention away from basketball, but a really simple fix to that is stand beside Sophie Cunningham, say this league is only for biological women and it will never change. And the issues goes away, the league gains support, and people will be happy. To sit around and say that you shouldn't answer these questions is the problem. That is why this is going on, because you want to dodge accountability. You want to dodge what's really going on. I understand that the LGBTQ is intertwined in the identity of this league, and there's nothing wrong with that. But at some point, you have to stand for something. You have to stand for something. And clearly the league doesn't want to stand for anything, and that's why we're getting what we got. That's why we're seeing what we're seeing. But as I said before, guys, there's a new research survey that shows 73% of Americans are not comfortable with men invading women's sports. Additionally, nearly 70% of Americans support laws and policies that require sex-segregated sports teams. Yet the WNBA will still play these games. That is why this is taking off. I told you guys on the last few videos, this is an 80-20 issue. Well, here's the damn near 80. 73. Okay, maybe I was a little off, but who knows how many people they polled. I'm sure it's much higher than this, but it's very simple. It's very simple. People are against this. They don't want it to happen. Not at all. Somewhat. So let's add the somewhat in with this. That's 87%. 66 plus. So we have 66% that are in favor of the laws that would and policies that would keep transgenders out of sports. So all that the people want to see, the majority want to see, is policies and what they already believe be action take place. How hard is that? How hard is it to give the people what they want, WNBA? You gave them good basketball. You gave them stars. Okay, the league's growing. It's expanding. Well, now people want to protect the integrity of the league, and you guys refuse to do such. This lack of definition of what a woman is has led to what we're seeing today. Men putting on dresses and wigs and makeup and taking shots and saying they're women. They're not women. They don't know what it's like to be a woman. They don't go through periods. They don't go through endometriosis. They don't have childbirth. They don't have all the things that make a woman a woman. But all of a sudden, you guys just want to let anybody say that. Well, this is what you get. And you get what you get. You don't throw a fit. This is your own doing. This is your own doing. Let's look at some more commentary and see what people are saying about this.
It really means to be motherfucking trans, especially since y'all got motherfucking ex-NBA players, keyword ex-motherfucking NBA players, posting AI pictures of themselves with fucking shake and go wigs on with a beard on their face, from some, oh, I'm trans now, so put me in a WNBA. Like, it don't make no fucking sense. Y'all think it's funny and it's not. Like, first of all, bitch, that's not how that works. If you really trans, shave that fucking beard off and then get on some hormones.
Oh.
I bet you'll see how quick the fuck they soon start to switch up. And it just goes to show how people really view trans people. Like, we take hormones, bitch, we go through all these hoops and hurdles and obstacles and shit to live as the gender that we choose to live as, and this what the fuck y'all do?
Oh my
Like, we don't just throw a fucking wig on and call ourselves women like what the fuck this ex-NBA player trying to do. Like, if you really want people to believe that you fucking trans, why you ain't tell AI to remove that beard off your face? And y'all be sitting here trying to be funny, but whole time y'all don't even realize y'all ain't doing nothing but making an embarrassment out of yourself. Like, you sitting here with a wig on and with a beard just for people to try to make a point that's not even a fucking point for real. Like, even Lily Tino shaved her beard the fuck off. Like, I don't understand why trans people always gotta be the topic of discussion. Like, bitch, we the ones who really getting y'all clicks for real. Like, bitch, you mad that the NBA won't drag through the fuck again, so now you wanna play for the WNBA trying to make a fucking...
NBA star declares for the WNBA draft. NBA star. Royce White was not an NBA star. Royce White was an NBA footnote. He was an NBA, oh yeah, he was there also. Royce White matters to the NBA as much as a grain of sand matters to the beach. NBA star. Royce White played in 3 NBA games. His total cumulative stats were 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists,
First
and
round
2
pick, though.
fouls. That was his NBA career.
First
Royce
round
White's
pick, though.
foul to point ratio is not definable by our society's understanding of math. NBA star. Royce White is a loser. I mean that literally. Royce White lost his only NBA game he ever played more than 1 minute. He wrote a book about how he was leaving basketball to start an MMA career. Got in one MMA fight and lost it. Ran for office.
So you're telling me that former NBA player Royce White is going on day 3 of continuing his mission to get into the WNBA. Do I have that right? Which then led to other females calling him out, saying, do it, commit to the bit, take hormones, get facial surge, breast aug, and SRS with the money you got from being a Hall of Fame household name, change your name and live as a woman in society. Anything less is cis male cowardice.
Cis is not
in
real.
Which she replied, don't tell me how to be a black woman. Taking hormones are optional. The idea that a trans woman has to subject herself to big pharma is just another way for cis normative people to turn us into a commodity. I'm all natural, black, trans, lesbian with a penile aesthetic.
That's a great response. I'm not gonna lie.
Which then Ed Krasenstein, the liberal influencer,
I ain't gonna
real
lie,
men
he's
don't
showing how
play
ridiculous
women's
their
sports,
arguments are.
in which Royce White clapped back, you misgendered me again. That's toxic, heteronormative bigotry. These words, guys. We've moved on from that way of thinking about womanhood. Why are you so pressed? We only make a tiny percentage of the population. You're obsessed. You must be jealous of strong, beautiful black queens. You go, girl. I'm all for this Royce White drama. For your mama.
Wow. It's hilarious. And I think what Royce has done with his trolling has exposed how weak the transgender argument is. And that's no disrespect to trans people, okay? I understand that they are regular people trying to feel good, whatever. But I think this is just showing how ridiculous this has gotten. And you see that the trans people are upset. We saw some of their commentary. They're pissed. They're not happy about this. They're not enjoying this at all. But I think what they're failing to understand is their identity is harmful to women, and not putting boundaries in place to protect women's spaces is the issue. Like, no one's saying you can't be trans. They're just saying you can be trans, but we don't want you in the spaces with women. How hard is that? You can say you're a woman all day, but you don't get to go in a biological women's space because it's not fair or safe for them. I think you guys are missing the point. And what Royce White is doing to their arguments by using their verbiage against them is showing how ridiculous they actually sound. And I honestly think this is a really simple issue. We just have to stand with biological women and protect women's spaces. And everyone is failing to see that point. But hey, I know we do. Everyone that knows, and we know the truth. It's a ridiculous spectacle, and the saga is ongoing. I've been loving covering this and seeing what's going on. It's crazy stuff, guys. It's truly crazy stuff. As always, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be back with some more content.